Graduation season is winding down, and tonight we have the story of a graduate from Wisconsin who closed a chapter of her life with an extraordinary act of kindness. Here's Steve Hartman on the road.
According to many of her senior classmates here at Waunakee High School in Wisconsin, 18-year-old Molly Schaefer was a loner.
Haven't talked to her in years.
We've never hung out.
Not a lot of kids did hang out with her.
That wasn't always the case. Back in elementary and middle school, before her social anxiety kicked in, Molly says she was much more engaging.
There was a connection there at some point.
And it was gone now.
Yeah. And I don't know, I really wanted to just talk to them again or be seen again.
That longing for connection is a common high school lament.
But what's really interesting is Molly didn't blame those kids. She didn't sulk and say, "No one likes me." Instead, she took it upon herself to reconnect in a most unusual way.
Just about every day, for hours a day, Molly would climb to a loft in her garage and try to paint her way out of her isolation by painting portraits of all those kids she used to know.
The time and effort is incredible.
She did 44 paintings.
It's truly unbelievable is what it is.
Put in about 13 hours each.
I was so touched.
600 hours total.
It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen someone do, especially for someone you aren't that close with.
Then, at the end of the year, she presented them to the students to keep. Of course, the reviews were rave, but the paintings also evoked some remorse.
All of us probably feel a little regret not paying more attention.
We did have that friendship, and I didn't put forth the work to keep it.
I wish I would have made more relationships with some kids that I didn't talk with.
Molly says the feeling is mutual and hopes other kids and adults will learn from this.
You can't go through life thinking that you don't have friends because they don't like you, because that's not the case. People aren't thinking that hard about you. Like, it's all in your head. You just have to try.
A masterpiece of friendly advice. Steve Hartman on the road in Waunakee, Wisconsin.
Tonight, the story of a school worker who's being honored for doing so many little things that make a big difference. CBS's Steve Hartman goes on the road.
When folks in Swedberg, Missouri decided to name their elementary school building, everyone knew it had to be named after someone truly special.
You have your name on a building, that's huge.
It has to be someone that you just know would be right.
That makes you think of when you think of good.
Throughout history, there have been many national figures who fit that bill. Also, lots of famous Missourians who would have been great choices to celebrate and inspire. But in the end, they went with Claudine Wilson. Who is that, you ask? You wouldn't believe. Meet school custodian Claudine Wilson.
You can get her like a vacuum and she'll appreciate it because she really likes cleaning.
Yeah, she's like in the zone. She focuses.
And she just really dedicated herself to this school.
So much so that over the past 30 years, she has taken on a busload of additional responsibilities.
Morning.
From transportation coordination.
How are you guys today?
To lunch duty, to landscaping. From facility operations to fill-in operator.
Swedberg School, janitor speaking. Can I help you? And the next thing I know, I was leaving at 6 in the morning and getting home about 7:30 at night.
And what's your motivation for doing all that?
The kids at your heart.
That's what makes Claudine what she is.
School board president Chuck Boren.
These kids get sick. You think they go to the nurse to start with? They go to her. If they had a bad night, they go to her. I mean, and she's there for each and every one of them.
And all that is why the school board voted unanimously for the new name. And why today, there's really only one person in this whole community who remains unconvinced that Claudine deserves this honor. Claudine.
It touches your heart, but I don't think my name needs to be up on a building somewhere.
So we'll add humility to one of the reasons why you should be up there. In America, building names often inspire greatness.
You done a good job this morning.
And Swedberg, Missouri is no exception. They just define greatness a little differently.
Would you want to be like her?
Yeah.
That's what everybody should want to be, you know? That's what I would want to be.
Steve Hartman, on the road in Swedberg, Missouri.
Steve Hartman is just back from the doctor. His office is on the road.
In one of Baltimore's poorest neighborhoods, we found one of its richest doctors. Rich, not in money. In fact, he's pretty much broke.
Alrighty.
But 66-year-old family doctor Michael Zollicoffer is flush with job satisfaction.
Just love people. I love to see a rash. If you say you got a rash, I'm gonna find you because I love a bump on your head. You see what I'm saying to you? I have
No,
got
not
to,
really.
I love a bump.
Has anybody taken your temperature?
No. Let's listen to my sweetie.
That infectious spirit is part of what sets him apart. Another is his prices. Can't pay? That's okay.
You make everything sound so easy.
It is easy. Forget that dollar bill. Now, I'm gonna see you no matter what. You walk in that door, you will be seen. You bring your grandma with you. I'm gonna see her too. Okay.
But here's what amazed us even more. In the nearly 40 years Dr. Z has been practicing,
that one's good.
He's never taken a real vacation.
I think you'll live.
Tells every patient they can call him 24/7, 365.
There you go.
I have his cell phone number.
Does everybody have his cell phone?
Yeah. He's always available.
This guy seems almost unbelievable.
He is unbelievable because you'll never meet another person like him ever.
A superhero, but hardly invincible. A few months ago, Dr. Z was diagnosed with cancer.
So I got 2 separate cancers. One renal, one rectal. But I don't give up.
And to add insult to injury, Dr. Z didn't have insurance. There was a whole series of snafus, but bottom line is he had no way to pay for his radiation treatments. Until his patients turned the tables on that ever-giving doctor.
I'm like, let's fight. What can we do?
Dr. Z will not give up on you, so we damn sure ain't giving up on him.
Whatever needs to be done to save Dr. Z, we're going to do it collectively.
So, collectively, they started a crowdfunding campaign. Nearly 1,000 people donated, raising more than $100,000. Today, his prognosis is good.
Right.
He got his insurance back and now plans to funnel any money left over back into the community.
Right, open that mouth up. You know what? I'm gonna say something that seems crazy as heck. I'm thankful that I got cancer because I am the happiest man on the planet, no matter what the outcome. What we have shown and why we sitting in this table right now to show America this is what you're about. We about giving. I can't make it without them. And nor can they make it without me.
You need each other.
Let this nation hear this story. Let it hear this story.
And let it follow his prescription for a better outcome.
If you need something, you just buzz me, okay?
Steve Hartman, on the road in Baltimore.
Steve Hartman has an update on an on-the-road story, a success story.
You want a Whopper with cheese?
At this Burger King in Decula, Georgia, 18-year-old Michael Baker is known for his whopper of a work ethic. Shows up early, stays late, and looks at every shift like it's a privilege.
I like helping people and not expecting anything back from me. That's just me.
So you'd be working at Burger King whether you got paid or not?
Yeah, I knew like all the good I put out here was gonna come back to me somehow.
It's amazing how it worked out.
Yes, sir.
This is the story of how that karma came to be.
Michael McKenna Quayerick Baker.
As we first reported a couple months ago, it was graduation night. Michael left the ceremony and dropped by Burger King for a late meal. And that's when he noticed his colleagues were absolutely swamped with orders. At this point, most kids would have just been glad they had the night off and been on their way. But instead, Michael did what Michael does.
I wasn't even clocked in. I just put gloves on and said, what y'all need help with, basically.
So, with this sash and medals still draped around his neck, Michael hopped on the line. The whole thing caught on camera by a customer who couldn't believe her eyes.
There's not a lot of people who are like that.
This is Maria Mendoza.
13 years of school. You graduate. The last thing I would think is somebody go to work.
Maria was so impressed, she posted the video online and started a crowdfunding campaign to reward the kid for his integrity and dedication. Today, 2 months after our story first aired, the fund is at more than $230,000. Michael has enrolled at Gwinnett Technical College to pursue his dream of becoming a master auto mechanic and owning his own shop. All proof that his mother, Demisha, was right.
I'm so proud of him.
When she taught him to always work hard, even when you think no one is watching. Because you never know when someone is. Steve Hartman, on the road in Decula, Georgia.
We end the week with a story about the gift of giving. Here is CBS's Steve Hartman on the road.
Inside Buckfeather, an outdoor sporting store in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, we met a great American success story.
Because it's about you.
As we first reported a few months ago, owner Matt Busbus has helped build and sell several outdoor companies worth millions. But Matt says he's never felt richer than he did the day he got the dollar.
I haven't had that much faith in humanity in a very long time.
He says it all began last April.
It was early morning, and the fire alarm was going off inside his condo complex. So Matt shot out of bed and raced down the stairs, only to discover there was no fire. But he's awake now. So even though he was wearing mismatched clothes and all disheveled, Matt decided to go out for a cup of coffee.
And as he was about to enter the shop, he remembered he hadn't done his morning prayer. So, as the security camera shows, Matt stepped to the corner of the patio.
And I start to slowly open my eyes, and there's a kid coming at me about my height. And he goes, and reveals a $1 bill. And I go, what?
If you're homeless, here's $1.
This is 9-year-old Kelvin Ellis Jr.
I always wanted to help a homeless person, and I finally had the opportunity.
Kelvin says he had just gotten the $1 for good grades. It was the only money he had to his name. Matt was so touched. He invited Kelvin in for a snack, connected with the boy's father, who was next door, and promised to stay in touch.
What's up, dude?
It's now been 7 months since we first told that story, and Matt and Kelvin are still friends. They've been to the movies.
You got it. You got it.
And Kelvin has even helped out on the sales floor.
Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, guys. He's a natural.
But one of Kelvin's favorite things to do, unsurprisingly, is to go out and pay for other people's groceries.
This is Kelvin's wish.
You give something away, you feel like you got a lot of things from it.
If you give, you're actually going to get more out of that. I couldn't grasp that as a kid. And if we can spread that around, everything changes.
A good plan for this new year.
Cheers to friends forever.
Steve Hartman, on the road.
Amen.
In Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
CBS's Steve Hartman goes on the road with a story about how old friends and an old car gave one man a new lease on life.
If there's anything even remotely good about having ALS, 56-year-old Craig Reagan of College Station, Texas, says it may be a heightened sense of gratitude. Gratitude for caregivers like his wife Nancy, friends like his dog Taco, and memories like his '73 Ford Mustang, which, as we first reported last year, stopped running in 1999 and took up permanent residence at his house.
It's a big paperweight.
Big paperweight. Why did you keep it?
I just had such an attachment to it.
He's had it since high school.
He was proud of it.
Craig had hoped that someday his boys might want to fix it up with him, but they showed no interest in cars. Then he planned to do it himself, but ALS had other plans. So the car sat rotting until some old high school friends caught wind.
And everybody, as soon as I called these guys, they were like, yeah, let's do it.
It's in your heart. You just got to help somebody like that. Okay.
So, for the next year, they went to work, put in hundreds of hours, while other classmates paid for parts.
1,
making this moment possible.
3!
It was just almost like a piece of him
That came back to life?
that came back to life.
Okay. I'm ready when you are.
Craig was diagnosed with ALS in 2016. The disease is incurable, but he has clearly found his treatment.
What's it like to be back in it?
I feel like I'm a teenager.
After we first told this story, old friends and relatives started showing up to visit with Craig and take a turn behind the wheel. They have spent miles reconnecting. Turns out, those guys rebuilt a lot more than a Mustang. They crafted a life lesson.
He reminded us of something maybe we forgot.
Yeah.
Just do good stuff for people. That's all that matters. Just do good stuff today.
Do good stuff today. No better medicine on earth. Steve Hartman, on the road in College Station, Texas.
Finally tonight, buckle up for the trip of a lifetime down memory lane. Here's Steve Hartman on the road.
This was cool.
For Earl Goines and his son Jared, cars have always been their love language.
69 Z28.
Bonding over Bondo and brake pads ever since Jared was a little compact. And through the years, the one thing they've talked about most is the 67 Chevy Camaro Earl used to own.
Anytime that we saw a Camaro, he would definitely bring it up. It'd be a reoccurring theme and a reoccurring story.
I once had a Camaro.
Yes, I had a Camaro.
Beautiful.
Just like that. The joke was, or the way that he just summed it all up, is that I had to sell this car for your diaper money.
Actually, Earl was only half joking.
You got to build a nursery, find a crib and a cradle, and it was time to, settle down and raise the family,
So it was goodbye hot rod, hello lukewarm minivan. Since then, his car dreams have been mostly confined to helping others with their vehicles.
So it's a Nissan Rogue.
He works at O'Reilly Auto Parts in Mesquite, Texas, where he has continued to share that story of the Camaro that got away.
Thanks so much.
Of course, Jared knew his dad never really regretted selling that car, but he still felt like he owed his dad more than he could ever repay. So he went to work. A car exactly like the one his dad had just didn't exist. So Jared spent 3 years scouring the internet for parts and putting it together piece by piece. Until last month, when he handed over the keys for his dad's 65th birthday.
That is your car. Thanks for the diaper money, Dad.
And he was just overcome. And he wrapped his arms around me. It was the best. It was the best.
He loves me a lot. As much as I love him.
We all give up something to start a family. But if you're lucky and patient, sometimes you can have your Camaro and keep it too. Steve Hartman, on the road in Mesquite, Texas.
Now Steve Hartman on the road with a couple who got a gift from heaven delivered by an angel on earth.
For as long as they've been married, Ashley and Spencer Toddy of Duck River, Tennessee, have dreamed of raising more than just cows.
Come on, come on.
The 35-year-old former high school teacher and her utility lineman husband both really wanted a family.
I've always wanted to be a mom, and we were diagnosed with unexplained infertility, and we still don't know why.
They had 5 miscarriages. IVF treatments didn't work, and the dream faded. And that's when Ashley got a message. Now, she believes it was sent from God, but it came through Facebook Messenger. A note from a former student from long ago who'd heard what Ashley and Spencer were going through. The note read, "If you ever need a surrogate, I'd love to help you become a mom. I hope this isn't weird."
Completely out of the blue.
Out of the blue.
I was like, you know what, at this point, nothing is crazy to me.
27-year-old Hannah Dearman, a mother of 3,
You want some apple?
remembers her old teacher vividly.
She was just so loving and kind, and she's caring. She has a great personality.
So, even though she'd hardly even seen Ashley since graduation, Hannah offered to carry her baby for free.
I needed to fulfill this.
Sophie Lee Toddy is now 7 months old and as happy as they come. A bubbly bundle of proof that good begets good. And often, miracles come to those who deserve them most.
It reassures me that there's a tremendous amount of positivity in the world.
She is so selfless. She's an angel on earth.
Over the years, a lot of teachers have been gifted apples, but only this one got the apple of her eye.
I know, she's not.
Steve Hartman, on the road in Duck River, Tennessee.
There's an old proverb about neighbors helping neighbors that goes, many hands make light work. But how would that apply to getting through a mountain of books? Here's Steve Hartman on the road.
In Chelsea, Michigan, the local bookstore has quite a story of its own.
I'm bringing this out.
A story that began when Michelle Tuplin, owner of Serendipity Books, decided to relocate her business to a larger space.
I knew it was going to be great.
But you didn't know how you were going to get the books over.
No, the actual logistics, the details, not so much.
And she had 9,000 books. Of course, she could have carried them all, but have you ever tried moving book boxes? Good luck lifting anything after. She could have hired a hero with a truck, but that was cost prohibitive. So how then did she hope to move all these volumes to their new homes? Like this. Like a bucket brigade, but with books instead.
At this point, you should know, it's not like she was moving next door. Follow me. The new location was down the block, then around the corner, down another 200 feet, past 10 other storefronts to here. Making it work would require a good chunk of the town to volunteer.
Well, that was the math thing that I never quite figured out. So I thought, okay, well, we'll just ask for help, cross our fingers and hope for the best.
With no idea how many people would show up.
No.
And so it was, with that blind faith, that Michelle showed up to move her bookstore last month and found this. Enough volunteers to stretch the whole way twice. 2 lines made up of more than 300 volunteers.
It was overwhelming.
For those of us who can't even get close friends to help us move, this defies logic. But folks in Chelsea say they were craving something that day. Community. In our divided country, here was a gathering, neither rally nor protest.
I just felt uplifted.
It just made you feel good.
Such a happy atmosphere.
All generations, all together working towards something.
And exactly what life, I think, should be.
As for Michelle, she says it completely restored her faith in humanity.
I think there's a basic trust that people are generally good, and that was massively emotional.
Does all this make you want to move again?
Oh, I'm never moving again.
So, no sequel.
This is our forever home.
But still,
now we're talking.
A literary masterpiece. Steve Hartman, on the road.
There we go.
In Chelsea, Michigan.
Finally tonight, one man's long military career and a special hometown effort to honor him. Here's CBS's Steve Hartman on the road.
So as we gather here on this Memorial Day,
At a ceremony in Poolesville, Maryland, American Legion Post 247 paid special tribute to one of its own.
He was a Marine. He was most proud of being a Marine.
The vet they're honoring is Gunnery Sergeant Richard Remp. Remp, who everyone called Gunny, quit high school to serve in World War II and stayed all the way through Vietnam.
Here's all his ribbons.
Friends Julian Singh and James Capicilli say he was highly decorated.
That's right.
And all those accomplishments, and there was still one thing left undone.
Yes.
High school diploma.
That was his sort of farewell wish.
Fortunately, Pennsylvania law allows for any honorably discharged veteran of World War II, Korea, or Vietnam to receive an honorary high school diploma. Unfortunately, it takes time, and Gunny had just days to live. Nevertheless, his friends, in desperation, reached out to school officials here in his hometown of Sharon, Pennsylvania.
Hi.
Superintendent Justy Glaros took the call.
I have a lot of passion for the men and women that serve our country, and just everything inside of me said, yes, go, do it.
So she expedited the request and then went the extra mile, or more like the extra 550 miles, driving nearly 5 hours each way to hand deliver his diploma.
It was overwhelming. And I knew that he had been weak, but in that moment, he wasn't. Like, he was all in.
Gunny died 2 days later. He was 98.
The last thing he really remembered was getting that high school diploma from Justy.
This may be the most memorable graduation story of the season, but it is also not entirely unique. This weekend and in the days ahead, about 4 million people will graduate high school, and behind each diploma, you'll find at least one educator who made the moment possible. Steve Hartman, on the road in Poolesville, Maryland.
Finally tonight, a pint-sized fan makes a big league play with the Phillies at home. And Steve Hartman on the road.
As you can tell from the mad scrambles, just about everyone at a Major League Baseball game wants a foul ball.
Oh my God!
And 9-year-old Jamison Pennings is no exception.
I would just be super happy.
In fact, Jamison so wanted a ball, earlier this month, his parents bought tickets to a Philadelphia Phillies game along the third base line, down near where the ball girl sometimes tosses foul balls into the crowd. And sure enough, 5th inning, that's exactly what happened. Parents James and Eve Pennings.
He sat and he cherished it, and at one point, Dad, is that where the bat hit? Oh yeah, that's where the bat hit.
And you thought he would cherish that forever?
Forever, yeah.
But forever only lasted a few innings.
I'm still astounded.
I'm very proud of him.
No.
Unbeknownst to his parents, earlier in the game, Jamison overheard a woman talking to that same ball girl. The woman was hoping to get a foul ball for her mother, Donna Morey, who was at the game celebrating her 80th birthday.
Unfortunately, getting anyone on the field to toss you a ball is a charm offensive that heavily favors the young. Jamison knew the odds of an 80-year-old getting a ball were slim to none. So he walked over to her, treasure in hand.
I was so shocked. I just didn't know what to say. It was unbelievable to me. It really was. And I said, "Why are you giving it to me?"
I thought, she is way older and she can't come to many more games and I can go to more and get many more balls. So
Donna accepted the gift.
It symbolizes goodness in this world.
And Jamison is so glad she did.
So good to see you again.
Because he says he's actually happier without it.
Part of me says this doesn't make sense, though. You had a ball, you gave it away, now you're left with nothing.
True, but I will leave feeling really good about myself. So, does it really matter that I left without a ball?
How's that for a game-winning sacrifice?
I have a gift for you. Let me go grab it.
Steve Hartman on the road
For the ball.
in Philadelphia.
Thank you.